Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is VampyWorm versus MiaKhalifa on Orbital Shipyard. Alright, so this is from LOTV.spawningtool.com. I have a subscriber named Dominique going through every single one of the LOTV.spawningtool.com replays to provide me with the very best that site has to offer. I'll put a link in the bottom. If you're looking for more Legacy of the Void replays you can watch, but not cast by me, then you can go there and watch them and get really good ideas for builds and stuff. They have a lot of good stuff. Alright, in the bottom left of Orbital Shipyard, we have the orange Protoss player. It is VampyWorm from Team Ascension. This is not a replay that Vampy sent me. It's actually something from Spawning Tool that somebody independently sent on over. So, interesting to see what happens here. Oh, production tab needs to come back up. And in the top right of Orbital Shipyard, we have the blue Zerg player. It is MiaKhalifa from IGX. What the heck is IGX? We're going to do a quick Google here, see what's going on with the Zerg player. Zerg is going to go ahead and go for that early hatch first build. Again, pretty darn safe as far as Zerg play is concerned in this particular patch of Legacy of the Void. So let's do a quick search for IGX. IGX Global. Iron Gate Exhibition, IGX Group. Okay, that's not going to help me at all. We'll put that away. Alright, and quick early Nexus as well for VampyWorm. Now getting double gas with the gateway as well. Did get the gateway first, I believe was what it was. Gateway in to expand into double gas. Obviously, we're going to go for something pretty high-tech. Probably an Adept opening, just because, you know, Adepts are pretty darn amazing, especially in PvZ. They're just very strong. They're tanky. They can two-shot workers. They can two-shot lings. They're fast. They can scout and get away without having to be run down by things like roaches. So just all in all, a really good idea to open up those adepts in all of your PvZ matches if you are a Protoss player. Spawning tool being built for MiaKhalifa. Sounds kind of like Khaleesi from Game of Thrones, but Khalifa. I don't know. That's like Italian. Mia is beloved in Italian. I think that's what it is. Correct me in the comments if I'm way off base on that one, but a third hatch is coming up as well for MiaKhalifa. Just going for that quick. Was that a 3 hatch before spawning pool? I think it was. So very strong macro opening here. Will VampyWorm be able to punish it is the question. Did go for the early Nexus himself, so can't really one base his way to victory here. Is also getting another, what is this back here? Another pylon, just in case he needs to photon overcharge that. Mothership core on the way, and an Adept as well. Overlord coming on out, going to scout things and see, okay, there is a gateway. We are actually doing a research here on the Cybernetics core, probably going to be Warp Gate. That makes a lot of sense. The Mothership core is out, and here comes a Robo Facility. Is that scouted by the Zerg player? Oh, he just caught the edge of that Robo Facility. I'm not sure if he clicked on it or not, but that would be a good thing to scout. Another gateway coming up here. We are macroing like a beast for MiaKhalifa. 23 to 24 workers, now 26. We are joining up like crazy, getting 3 queens at the same time, getting 2 extractors, one here at the main and one here at the natural. The queens are injecting. They do not have the auto-inject ability. They are manually injecting the spawn larva, but they do get 4 larvae per inject, helping their macro be that much better as long as they are on time with their injects, which not all Zerg players have managed to do throughout their careers. So here we are. VampyWorm is being surprisingly passive here. I haven't seen him do this a whole lot. He just seems to be ticking up. He's waiting for that Robo Facility to pop out. Maybe he wants to go straight for Disruptors. That might be a good idea, but obviously an Observer is the first thing to come out, being Chrono Boost here by VampyWorm. And again, Chrono Boost is automatically permanently put onto buildings, or just automatically running. You choose which building it goes onto. You get 1 Chrono Boost per Nexus, so he has 2 available to him now with these 2 Nexus. Looks like one is obviously on the robotics facility. You'll notice it's being used here without actually chrono boosting anything whatsoever, which is kind of a problem. Now he's using it for a warp prism, so we are going to be aggressive here with that warp prism harass. MiaKhalifa inject. There it is. Good girl. There's the inject. Also getting a Roach War in here and continuing to drone up like crazy. 41 drones to 36 in favor of MiaKhalifa, getting more and more gas. As again, Zerg players that aren't being harassed are capable of some pretty amazing things. We'll have to see what VampyWorm's plan is for dealing with the crazy macro that MiaKhalifa is able to get up here. So here comes the Warp Prism. The Stalker is chasing away that Overlord. Another one on the low ground, taking care of it at the same time. I think the Overlord did see the Warp Prism, though. That's heading up across the map. And what's the answer going to be? Observer coming in to see a good place to drop that Warp Prism. There is a Roach on the way. I think that's the first one. It is. There are 6 lings, but that's it. 13 larvae are available to MiaKhalifa, 50 workers. This is the time you want to attack if you're Protoss, because right now the Zerg player is macroing up like crazy, and if he doesn't make a whole bunch of units right about now, he's in a lot of trouble. Oh, look at these queens, though. Perfectly positioned to chase away that Warp Prism. Nowhere for it to land. The Lings are here as well. Warp Prisms are fast. I think we're trying to juke it out, and we're just going to sit here and warp in a ton of Adepts and see what we can do picking them up. Moving on over to here, but there are Lings, there are Roaches. Is not a good place for Warp Prisms to be. Maybe try to drop in here anyway, try to get this Queen, but taking some shots from the Queen, being forced to retreat is the Warp Prism, heading on back home, saying, alright, maybe not. Maybe the Zerg player knows what he's doing. I think the Zerg player saw the Warp Prism coming on out and basically said, you know what, I'm going to get some Lings and some Roaches and I will be just fine. And he was absolutely correct. Robotics Bay just now finishing for VampyWorm. What's he doing with that Robo Bay is going to be the question here. He is researching +1 armor, not getting +1 attack, interestingly enough. Also speed for the Warp Prism, some Ravagers. We're on the way here. Ravagers in this army at the same time. Observer sitting here for a good scout to see what comes down this ramp. It's a good place to place your scouting observer, because anything that comes down here, whether it's drones, you know exactly what your Zerg opponent is doing. Third Nexus coming up for VampyWorm. He's walling off here. Has some pylons for that photon overcharge that is so very useful in this patch of Legacy of the Void. A lair is on the way. It's a bit of a late lair, to be honest. I've seen lairs from Zerg players be sub 3 minutes or so. So again, MiaKhalifa did have to deal with that early harass. And now the interesting thing is that VampyWorm didn't actually attack. But you'll notice he's able to get MiaKhalifa to use a lot of larva on things like Roaches and Lings that could have been drones. Right now, MiaKhalifa is up 69 to 53 harvesters. That could easily be 75, 80, 85 harvesters right now. Here at the 6-minute mark, we have a maxed out Zerg player on economy ready to rumble against the Protoss. But right now, he's a little bit behind. He gave some extra time for Vampy to get up his tech. He does have a disruptor there. He's continuing to make another disruptor, getting that army. A Hydralisk Den is on the way. It looks like we're going Ravager. Some bad pathing here. Anyway, Ravager, Roach, Hydra seems to be the composition of choice. Now, keep in mind that disruptor shots from the Purification Beat Nova do actually kill Ravagers with one shot. They kill Roaches with one shot. They kill Hydras with one shot. So a good disruptor hit on a bunch of balled up units like this will take out 15, 16, possibly individual ground units here, depending on how small they are. Like Ravagers are big enough, I don't think you can get that many with a single shot, but the Hydras and Roaches are definitely small enough. They have a small enough footprint to make that possible. So this game, again, is a lot of PvZs tend to come down to. It's going to be Disruptor versus Roach, Ravager, Hydra, whichever can get the shots off. If he whiffs, if VampyWorm whiffs with those shots, he's going to be in a lot of trouble, but if he connects, he's probably going to win. This poor Adept is given the option to stand here and die. He was sent to scout out. He saw the timing on the 4th base, or she did rather, fulfilling her responsibility, and then being massacred soullessly by those Ravagers. Inject Queen. You have been slacking off all game so far. You're doing well, but you, 82, 87 energy here. This Queen has a lot less. This Queen has less as well. What is wrong with you, 3rd base Queen? You're terrible. +1 missile attack. We have the Muscular Augments on the way, as well as Galil Reconstitution just finished for the Roaching player, for the Zerg player. Spire on the way. At the same time, Hydralisk's popping on out. So just going this Roach Hydra composition, which can be good, but again, we have Colossus, we have Disruptors, both which can do pretty darn well against what MiaKhalifa is trying to do. VampyWorm is coming over here to knock down his own backdoor rocks, while MiaKhalifa wants to do the same thing. So we'll help each other for a minute there, but nope, from the high ground, does get a kill there from a Ravager, forcing cancels on those Roaches. Another Roach dies, and that one as well is forced to be killed. So there's enough DPS to take down those rocks, but I don't think we're going to go up that ramp. That is just suicide. Another Observer ends up dead. The Hydras pick that off. And now VampyWorm's a little bit blind. I don't think he has any vision outside of his base right now. He does not. He is sitting in here very worried about what is next. I'm going to go ahead and bravely take out a 4th base, and there it is. But here come some Lings, and did they spot this purse doing its thing? Yes, they did. They come right on over. They go after that Nexus. Their DPS should be enough to force the cancel, and they do. They get the probe as well. Everything is canceled. VampyWorm in a tough spot indeed. Corruptors are on the way to deal with the Colossus. I just think VampyWorm's been a little bit too passive here. I don't think he's in a very good position. He is down 160 to 173 supply, but again, some good Disruptor hits, some good Colossus swipes, can be enough to make a big difference against the composition that MiaKhalifa is running, unless MiaKhalifa switches it up to Ultras, which would be a good idea here. Ultras don't really take much damage from Disruptors. They do have a lot of hit points there. Another cancel on the 4th base by these Lings. The entire army is dragged out to the 4th. The army for MiaKhalifa coming up on the left side, going to try to attack up here while we're distracted, but VampyWorm very smartly getting back up into a place to defend both of his front doors. Going to try to snipe down gateways very, very quickly, taking one down, and then just backing on out. MiaKhalifa does not want to overextend at all. Extended Thermal Lance, speaking of extending, is on the way. Planting the Nexus here again. I think this might be a little bit off center. I think it could go down one more possibly, but VampyWorm has been under a lot of stress there. Corrosive Biles missing everything. Again, about a 10% hit rate on that particular spell. He does have the range on the Corrosive Bile, so I don't know if it shows what it is. I guess it does, which is pretty darn good. Like, this guy here has enough range to go all the way back there, so again, it's nice, but again, 60 damage. Splash is fairly good as well, but it's just not enough, I don't think. Although we're going to actually kill a pylon, kill another pylon here, not being canceled. There goes the cancel on the Nexus. VampyWorm cannot take a 4th base. He's trying, but he's not quite able to do it. A couple Corruptors are sniped down, left out in the open by MiaKhalifa. VampyWorm is very glad to take those. I think Vampy needs to make an attack, like right about now. MiaKhalifa is totally maxed out, has a pretty good army here, has a bunch of Corruptors as well. Going to try to come in here and snipe down maybe 2 or more of these Colossus, possibly 1. I don't think, no, I was going to say, MiaKhalifa doesn't want to stand in here. Good Corrosive Bile, taking out a couple units. Actually, I don't think he wants to stand and fight, though. He would get rolled by this composition, I think. Oh, he does stand in here. More Corrosive Bile, moving away from the Disruptor shots. The Disruptor kills an Archon. Corruptors coming in from the left side, trying to snipe down individual Colossus. Can't quite get one now, but MiaKhalifa Corrosive Biling his own units, chasing here, becoming the Hunter. Corruptors coming on in, taking down 1, 2 of the Colossus, 3 of the Colossus. All the Colossus are now dead. The Disruptors are still alive. A lot of Stalkers are alive at the same time, coming on in with the Roaches and the Ravagers and the Hydras, taking down individual units, forcing a blink back there for VampyWorm, and MiaKhalifa backs on out, saying, you know what, I like that engagement. I liked I got so many of those Colossus. Vampy is just now taking the 4th base. He's wanted to do this for so long. A Greater Spire in production for MiaKhalifa, as well as plus missile attack and plus 3 armor for those ground units, plus 3 Carapace on the way. Another base is here for MiaKhalifa, and another one. He has all the gas being taken from this 4th base. A 5th base is up and running. MiaKhalifa with 73 workers, and this army composition is pretty darn good. Again, the Disruptor shots just really haven't been there for VampyWorm. Here comes MiaKhalifa again, swooping on in, trying to get a good angle for an attack. Gets a good concave, forces the retreat. Again, Disruptor shots do okay, kill a couple Ravagers, but that's about it. Coming on, and they get one of the Disruptors. Good target firing there. The Disruptor's not available yet. Adepts in the front are getting melted by these units here. Corrosive Bile being thrown down left and right, but MiaKhalifa on the bad end of this engagement is forced to retreat. Blinkstalkers chasing them all the way home, especially Dark Templar in there trying to chase these units and slice them down. But everybody backs on out, back to their specific corner of the map. 5 Broodlords are on the way. I don't know if Broodlord is the answer here, just because there's a lot of Blinkstalkers with plus 2 attack, plus 3 on the way. Blinkstalkers that blink right underneath those Greater Spire produced Broodlords are just amazing. They get right under there, they take the hits from the Broodlings, they don't really care. We're going Hydra Broodlord though. Again, that plus 3 just about on the way. About halfway finished for MiaKhalifa. I'm not sure if he wants to wait for that or not. Low on gas. Again, I would honestly put some workers on these Vespene geysers here. Take some guys maybe away from this mineral patch, this mineral area. He's a little bit oversaturated here. This too is definitely oversaturated. He could use the gas. The mineral income is good, but it's going to stay the same. These drones are redundant. So here we go, heading on out again. We have Hydralisks with plus 2. We have some Corruptors. We have Broodlords as well. Broodlords have no upgrades whatsoever. The Broodlings do, which is usually what matters here. But here come the Broodlord attack. They make themselves known. Good blink back, saving one of the Stalkers. Another one goes down. The Broodlings are here. This is not what VampyWorm wants to see. He wants to blink under these Broodlords so bad. Broodlord shots again, trying to snipe down the Archon. Trying to snipe down individual Stalkers, just laying siege to this army. VampyWorm doesn't know quite what to do. Broodlords are raining down on top of everything. He needs to come in here. An Archon is dangerously low on shields. Takes another couple hits, does explode. The Broodling count is getting pretty darn high as well. Taking so many hits from these Broodlords. They can't really engage. Look at these guys slowly whittling down the Protoss army. Here come the Hydras from the other side for the flank. Disruptor shot whiffs. Amazing dodge again by MiaKhalifa. Coming on in again. The Hydras and Roaches are standing exactly where they need to. Amazing concave once more, and VampyWorm calls the GG. MiaKhalifa calls the GG as well, and Vampy is defeated. MiaKhalifa is victorious. Excuse me. Thought that cough was gone, but maybe not. Alright, so again, I just feel like Vampy maybe spent a little bit too much time sitting back and teching up in this one. Usually he's more active in his harassment, but he didn't get there until the War Prism came out. That didn't do much of anything whatsoever. Couldn't take his 4th base for the longest time at all. MiaKhalifa was able to get the upgrades up, get the worker count that he wanted, come on in with the Corruptors to snipe down those Colossus, and from there it was tech switching into Broodlords, recognizing Colossus weren't going to be the tech of choice for VampyWorm after that point, and slowly whittling down this army, positioning the Broodlords over this open area, and the Disruptor dodging was amazing as well. Disruptors here with their Purification Nova were really a non-factor in this game. I have to congratulate MiaKhalifa for that. And that's about it. So this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Thank you so much for watching today. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.